Detective Alien. Carbon-based trouble. A Goran Clax mystery. The rain on Vexar 9 wasn't water. It was a thin, acidic oil that hissed when it kissed the sidewalk. The kind of weather that peeled paint and kept honest people inside, if there were any honest people left in Slaggertown. That was where I worked, and worse, where I lived. Name's Goran Clax, private investigator. Half-slicked and half-chroma-blooded Varnite. Full-time thorn in someone's tail fin. I was 3 shots of core whiskey deep when she walked in. Tall for a Glimari, her biogel skin shimmered like wet glass, and her 5 eyes blinked in perfect sync. She looked like trouble. Turned out she was selling it. "I need someone discreet," she said. Voice like sonar in a fog bank. A friend of mine was abducted. She was human. I nearly choked on my drink. "You're joking," I said. "No one smuggles humans anymore. Galactic High Council outlawed that centuries ago." She didn't laugh. Just slid a data stick across the table. Images flickered. A human female, maybe 25 Earth years. Pale skin, red hair, terrified eyes. Her name's Layla. Disappeared 3 cycles ago near the Kale Drift. Kale Drift. A lawless dust belt. Pirates, junkers, and worse. If someone was trafficking humans again, it meant someone had lost their mind or was getting paid enough to buy one. I took the stick and looked her over. You know they're dangerous, right? Humans escape. They adapt. They breed like synth rats. You sure your friend didn't just crawl off and start a colony in a sewer pipe? She didn't blink. She was taken. I want her found. I started with a lowlife named Brill Slatch, a mucus hawker with enough tentacles for 5 lies at once. Found him slinging his goo outside the Venom Drop, a bar for creatures that needed 12 drinks just to feel a buzz. "Brill," I said, grabbing his collar flap. "You been hearing whispers about fresh meat moving through the drift?" He blinked 6 times and tried to ooze away. I shoved a shock patch to his chest. He twitched like a live wire. Okay, he hissed. "Not here. Meet me in the meat tunnels under Sector Gamma at midnight. They're moving them through old freight lines." I let him go. Watched him slither off. He didn't show at midnight. I found him later, dead. His head stuffed inside a vent fan. The rest of him looked like a wet ribbon. That's how I knew I was onto something real. See, humans were once prized pets, easy to train, emotionally expressive, weirdly cute. But they were also clever. They escaped containment, hacked starships, and bred like hyperbugs. Whole moon colonies went dark after a few hundred humans nested inside. The High Council had banned trafficking after the last human uprising cost them 3 entire systems and a century of diplomacy. Rumors said some humans still roamed the Outer Rim. Wild ones. Tribal. Barefoot with plasma rifles and vengeance in their DNA. And if they were being trafficked again... I pinged an old contact, Sergeant Crawl, a 3-armed hadron with half a brain and twice the loyalty. "You're sniffing something rotten, Clax," Crawl growled through his comm. "But you didn't hear this from me. 3 cargo freighters vanished over the Kale Drift in the last rotation. No beacons, no wreckage, just gone." "Could be pirates," I said. "Could be ghosts, too. But I know the signature of a sealed freighter. Someone's moving something they don't want scanned." The next breadcrumb led me to the Trinari Syndicate. Ugly crowd. 6-legged felines with a taste for long coats and longer grudges, ran everything from narcotic spores to organ swaps. If anyone had the stones to move humans, it was them. I crashed their dice lounge disguised as a blind nectar vendor. My disguise lasted 23 seconds. "You got guts, Clax," hissed Narvok, their boss. He flicked his tail at two goons. They held blasters. "Too bad you won't need 'em." I held up a detonator and smiled. "I rigged your liquor tanks. You'll be wearing your own spleens if I don't walk out of here." Narvok scowled. "What do you want?" "Information. Who's moving humans?" He leaned back, flicked an antenna. "You think we'd be that dumb? One breeding pair gets loose, and next thing you know, they've claimed an asteroid and filed for independence." "Someone's doing it," Narvok sneered. "Try the Venari Compact. We sell vice, not plagues." I left alive. That was a wish, might have just come true. The Venari Compact. Ex-military merchants with no morals and endless resources. They ran fleets of legal freighters, plus a shadow fleet no one admitted existed. With Krawl's help, I tracked one of their black freighters, the Dawn Reaver, registered dead 2 centuries ago, docked in secret on the dark side of a planetoid called Phage 3. Nice place for secrets. I snuck aboard. The cargo holds were cold. Too cold. And quiet. I found the first crate labeled Livestock Alpha. Inside were stasis pods. Rows of them. Each holding a human. Men, women, even children. All frozen in perfect terror. Then I heard footsteps. 6 of them. Heavy. "Unauthorized biosignal detected," said a voice like rusty gears. I ducked just before a bolt of plasma singed the pod next to me. "Security drone, Mark 7, illegal, armed." I ran. Twisting corridors, alarms wailing. I dove through an access duct just as the drone exploded behind me, chewing through a power relay. The blast threw me into a wall hard enough to rattle my memory implants. I crawled out somewhere near engineering. Then I saw her, Layla, alive, awake, running. She slammed into me, recognized me from some image the Glimari must have shown her. "You're Clax?" I nodded. "Let's not die here." We didn't. But it got close. I got us off the freighter in a stolen escape pod, landed us on a mining moon 3 jumps from civilized space. Layla was bruised but sharp. She spoke 6 alien dialects and told me the freighter wasn't the only one. "They're planning to sell us to Outer Rim warlords who need smart breeders and tech-savvy slaves," she said. "They think humans can't survive. They're wrong." I believed her. I'd seen the stats. 1 breeding pair could terraform a barren rock in 5 years. 10 years and they'd have governments. 20, they'd be in space again. The galaxy had feared it once. Now it looked like they were about to fear it again. I tried to contact Krawl, got static. Then a missile hit the mine's control tower. Trinari Syndicate ships. They'd tracked us. I shoved Layla into an ore crawler and hot-wired the controls. Chased across a collapsing tunnel system, I fought off 2 assassins, one with a blade, the other with a venom cannon. I lost an arm, grew it back, but it hurt like a gut punch to the soul. We made it out. Barely. When I finally dragged my plasma-scorched carcass back to Council space, I had proof. Video logs, cargo manifests, Layla herself. You'd think the High Council would throw parades, hand out medals. They told me to drop it. "We'll look into it," they said. That's when I knew. They already knew. "The humans don't stay pets," one of them whispered. "They become predators." Layla stood beside me, bloodied and silent. "You're afraid," She said to them, "You should be." They tried to keep her. She vanished 2 days later. No sign of a struggle, no blood, just an open airlock and a note carved into the wall. "We're not pets. We're coming." Now I sit in my office watching the oil rain fall on Slaggertown again. Layla's gone. The trafficking ring is deeper than I thought. Mobsters, council members, maybe whole planetary governors complicit. And humans? They're out there. Escaped, scattered, breeding. Fighting. I light a synth cig, cough oil, and reach for my blaster. Name's Goran Klax, and I just declared war on anyone trafficking humans. They made the mistake once. They're making it again. And this time the humans won't just escape, they'll take over.